So I covered that particular story, and then it was published the following day, and I got arrested. And when I got arrested, in Gambia, then, if people if you're arrested by the regime, especially the NIA, nobody want to deal with you. Guess what? I received a call from Sendeng, and what he told me? He told me, I am ready to testify, in your case, whenever the need might. And, those were a very difficult moments. I was charged with publication of false news with intent to cause fear and alarm to the public. And Solo and now nominated National Assembly member Fatoumata Jawara were also charged. So both trials were going simultaneously. I was being tried at Banjul Magistrate Court, and then Solo was being tried at Brikama Magistrate Court. So just to tell you, that Solo is a guy who will not leave you in a battlefield. I was like, even my own family, people were scared to deal with me because of, how dangerous it is during that particular period. I was tried for 11 months, and thanks to, one of a very good lawyer Kamara stood for me, and I become the first Gambian journalist to be acquitted in a criminal trial in many decades. Unbelievable, But guess what? 24 hours after my acquittal, they attempt to re-arrest me. And that led me to go into exile in Dakar in 2014. So I returned back home in 2017. And in Dakar, guess what happened? That's where I came to know Mohammed Sendeng, who since then, we had a very strong bond together. And, because of Solo, we believe in his cause, for, a Gambia that is free. Solo is the, he brought change, you like it or not. Without Solo Sendeng, as the UDP leader alluded, there won't be any, change in the Gambia. Today, everyone is enjoying the freedom that Solo fight for. That's why I'm sad, in the sense that I expect this hall to be free. And not because of anything, but because of what Solo believes in. And Gambia is still in crossroad. Elections are coming. Draconian electoral laws are still in place. What are the opposition doing? I think this is one of the legacies that they should, fight, so that Solo can be happy, in his grave. So to me, Solo is, more than what Gambians think he is. He's a very peaceful man, and he will never leave you in a battlefield. Solo stood by us until I left Gambia. I came back, and everyone knows what happened. So this is my experience with Solo, and I hope those who believe in democracy will continue to fight to ensure that, Solo's legacy lives on. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Marina, for sharing that story with us. Any more questions? Maybe one or two more statements, and then we'll move to the next.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام يا رسول الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته Alaji Usain Numkunda Dabo Nye Kondo Ini la dimbal mumela be Ini na nyol melbe siloka Ndeto Musamba Siselete Idoma Yaya Dabo Alhamdulillah Nate Kafuta Jan Na nyolo mbake Mota nyani jarime koto Kuma kama membenda mbe kondona Bari janimbe diamala fanan Yenyim fonye ko eko mole kuma foye Ekala moyne hakilo la bakle Ndela konsan be dula tantan netu Gambia bataketa Wometa Amanke Saudi Bari ngam men korosi janimbe na kumo fala Gambian ko fang Ema lafitonya Gambian ko man lafitonya la nka diamundala bari sondomo ko no men katarije ndol fangol ning halale yalo Gambia bala forward. Gambia atanya akawa kuyat. Ndebota Gambia banko kan since 1983. And in BT Mamanke BT Numukunda Dabo, lawyer, ye yoro dabo, ndebe findela tumo yoro dabo nyolba feofe. Yoro la bonko no nintata dogo nkalla je. Barinna concern be dame mboji seni kani, mboji sedi kani. Efananda be nyin kuokono, kumokono. Polo munyinti ko. Mbebe America jan. Asigen tebe memfo kan maybe amantari wonya. But comme mansa kunda ka finto menke kata ID kato di mol la banda. De dan na konsalom de ayende umbake ninga ko mira bake mukala fi sino nola. Mbeni mbanko kan sangi tansaba ani worowula. Na ID hana expert the Gambia. There's no embassy can renew you ID card. Funina the America banko kanja. Say muna kende Gambia mansa kunda be finti la kata mol la ID di banda. Banko dimel man ID so. Anata na concern malo mune be kala sama sini. Bar be nyin kilo membela laftale ntul fanan ngata Gambia ngari taaje nganna gadi ni ndigul bondi nga banana fendi woli bondi isna je bondi moli ka den nkado. Kata keda nyaw nyarandi na retirement ko dinding memba so la jani akinye suoko. Tumando be hani yesu kilin so la nya. Bari dabo na concern mu ñin dulata ay ndewum baake andum mboj al ñanta ñin ko talal very seriously si adon ko buka bayde ala ni ndoma la ñaton ka yakodo ana kafu ñol fatu saw ñol al ya jël kunu menkata ñin sa do ko na jam andum hani say benn kato la fala pour men sa ken di Gambia se kana bari lafta men na doron ko men alew dulato hakil tu baake ya marolum doron alani hako boyndinye bari ngal tentu ngal jay baake siya ton kol pausman ebe do ko men na wala al duwa nyindi newe abe lorin suto nin kilo kayra o kayra tan nana ta doron abe wulla o damman kan nga tentu nga jay baake bal kon don mbako assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Baraka. Anyone who want to say something? Statement? Oh, okay.
Hello. I may not talk for long, but there's one thing I want to share. I know that I may not be the best person in the world in terms of being smart, being athletic, but before I die, before y'all eventually die, I want to at least accomplish something that can help people. Like, I want to be a person that people can look forward to. People could look back and know that I did something good. I want to know that my children, if I may have some, look towards the future and acknowledge that maybe they want to be like me someday. It's okay if they don't, because they're their own person. But me as a person, I want to be someone who can help people.
Wow. I think you are smart. I think you are brilliant. And I think you have a lot of courage. Because there's this guy called Alaji Kinte. When he was young, if you give him a mic, he trembles, and you did not. So, yeah, you are very courageous, all right?
Wow.
Thank you.
That's powerful.
Mr. Darame. I acknowledge Mr. Caesar's question, but hence this is not a political event. I would not want to indulge in that, but I would say a little bit about Solo, because Solo is not only a comrade, Solo is a brother to me. Mohammed knows how we related. We ate in the same bowl in the Bokunda. We happen to be in the same political party. And us in the diaspora used to deal with Solo. The activity that you are talking about, we were the ones behind that particular activity in Tangier. Myself, Yaya. Then the diaspora was not that very vibrant. A lot of people were scared or afraid to be with us.
Solo is a very passionate person. Our party leader mentioned that Solo, made a local bakery to bake tapalapa to support his political party. He forgot to mention that Solo laid a farm. He toiled on the farm and sold the produce of that farm and invested it in the United Democratic Party. So Solo is not your ordinary Joe. I have my brother here who shares some of those experiences with me, who is here at Abu. I will give him the mic if you may, so that he can elaborate a little bit more. Thank you.
Before you say something, you could see the QR code on the screen. Yeah. Please scan it. The work of the foundation, of course, is not just time. We also need some resources. Some financial help will really help. Alhaji Kinde, I'm looking at you. Make sure you scan it.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Yaya Dabo. Just like 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏 mentioned, I know Solo Sendeng, a little bit about Solo Sendeng. When he was the president of the youth wing, in fact, he was the Secretary General of the youth wing before. We used to work with him a lot from the diaspora here. The diaspora group was very small, like Mboj said, and myself and 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏 and Ibrahim Adiba worked with him a lot and his team, which included 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏, former National Assembly member from Kiang West, who passed away, Fatmata Jawara, today of NPP, and many other people. And we encouraged them and to do the activities that they wanted to do, and we supported them in many ways. One of the instances where he was arrested, Mboj said, we worked on that with them. They had a youth seminar, and they were there. A lot of youth came, and we're talking about the political situation in the country, and the police station in Tujareng, I think it was Tujareng, was contacted, and they came and told them to disperse. And in fact, let me tell you, so this was supposed to be a private gathering. They were not using any public address system, so they did not need a permit from the police. But Solo being Solo, he went ahead and informed the police about their gathering. And yet still it didn't matter. They still came and told them to disperse, and they said no, they were not going to disperse. This is a private event. And they got arrested and they got charged. And they went through the thing, and then eventually the case was dismissed. So many things like that. In fact, the last time they were arrested, I was supposed to be with them. I was in the Gambia on vacation, and we were supposed to just go around to check on our membership in Combo South. And unfortunately, the date we picked, they had to cancel it because the chairman of the area had a bereavement and he had to travel. So they rescheduled it and called me and told me they rescheduled. Unfortunately, that was the day I was supposed to come back to the US. So I didn't go with them. And while I was preparing to go to the airport, one of my nieces called me and told me, "Yela mo arrestle." And I said, "Who?" She told me they arrested Solo Sendeng, and I think they were called the Madiana 14. Yeah, because the meeting was held in Madiana. So I know him. He has worked hard, and he is apolitical in a way, because he reaches out to everybody and all political parties in the Gambia. He was always working to bring the youth together, to work together for the betterment of the Gambia. That is always what he, in fact, when he was at the NIA, after he came out, I was talking to him. He told me, even the NIA, I convinced some of them to join UDP. because he's constantly engaging people for a better Gambia. That's the kind of person he is. And he took the ultimate sacrifice for the Gambia. And without his effort and the will of God, we would not be where we are in the Gambia today. Gambia probably would still be there. The event that led to the torture and the killing of Solo Sendeng is what led pretty much, was a catalyst for bringing down the Gambia regime. So the whole of Gambia owe it to Solo Sendeng, and a lot of people like him, like I said, one of his lieutenants is Lamaro. Always together, always doing everything. We used to, in the Gambia at that time, the internet was very, very slow. And in fact, very few people had smartphones at that time. Maybe there was none. So we used to use laptops to make conference calls with them. They would all gather around the laptop. And then, we talk to them and, explain things, what they are doing, what we want them to do and stuff like that. So this is the guy we owe a lot to, and we all need to look up to him because he only cared about the Gambia. Gambians, we need to come together and care about our country. Our country is sinking, okay? Jammeh was taking Gambia the wrong way, and it went on for 22 years. Yes, people were afraid. He was, very, very, I don't know what the word to use. The guy was just brutal, okay? And people were afraid. So we brought about the change, and we thought we were going to get a new Gambia. Remember, we used to say, we have a new Gambia. Well, we are back to where we were with Jammeh, except the daily killings and the daily arrests and stuff like that. But there's a whole lot more things that are happening today that didn't even happen when Jammeh was there. The corruption is endemic in the Gambia, and it's what is killing everything in the Gambia. Every problem you think of in Gambia today, the root cause is corruption, and we are not doing anything about that. The president does not care about corruption. We have shown that. Audit reports are brought to show corruption. You're supposed to investigate that. If people are doing something wanting, do something about it. He said it's just an opinion. Come on. So please, Gambia, let's care about Gambia. Gambia belongs to all of us. All of us. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter where you're from. It belongs to all of us, and it's not working for the people. So we need to come together for a better Gambia, and we need to come together and talk among ourselves and see what each and every one of us can do. If we do that, we will get the Gambia we want. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that contribution. We are looking at the things live for your donation, and if you want to donate in cash as well, we will accept that as well. Thank you very much. Yeah, so, yes, that's all. You want to say something? Anyone else, please? I want to have the ladies, especially the young ones. You watched everything. You were here very early. Thank you so much, two of you. You guys came on time. I believe you guys have some interest. So, yeah, you want to say something?
Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏. I just want to say thank you so much for the opportunity to provide us with the knowledge of what he fought for and what he leaves behind. And I do have a question for his son. I just wanted to know what word of advice and anything that you wanted to share to others that are resilient in their own journeys and that are fighting for something that they feel is that's worth a lot to everyone's lives and just anything important.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Want to say something?
Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is 𝒂𝒄𝒄𝒏. This was actually my first time hearing about the story of Solo Sendeng. So when I actually seen the flyer yesterday at the event, I was really interested in hearing about it. It's always really important to learn about the history of Gambia, and that's something I feel like me, as a first generation, Gambian American, it's really important to go back to our roots and really understand the history, and especially with a lot of the different conversations within the climate that's currently happening. But I think the biggest takeaway that I got from this, I know in the beginning, like, it talked about how much his wife kind of spoke to how, you know, no matter like what tribe you were from or like, you know, where your background was from, he was really honing in on like our universal experience as us being humans, and that's something that, you know, he really had a deep devotion to humanity. So I feel like that just really, I was really able to see that speak through his character to like the different people who, you know, he hanged around with and stuff. But yeah, I think it was really interesting, and it definitely my biggest takeaway was like the accountability that we as diasporans within the Gambia and also with, you know, abroad within the US and within Europe, that we have a big responsibility and accountability to really learn about the history of Gambia and also, you know, shed light and advocacy to like all the different atrocities that are really happening. And I think with justice and liberty and resilience, that's something that like we all have a responsibility to uphold. So that's definitely my biggest takeaway today. Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you so much, Aisha. I'm glad that, you know, this is your first experience about Gambia, and I hope you join the fight. You know, you can go to our website and to learn more about Sendeng. I believe you asked a question. Happy to answer the question.
Thank you very much. First of all, for being here the earliest and bearing with us. I really missed your question because I've been going around, so if you wouldn't mind.
Basically, my question is just any advice that you have for other people that are also, you know, on a journey to fight against, you know, oppression, and just any advice you have with like resilience and continue staying strong, you know.
I'm not an expert. I'm not a life coach. I know my big brother Sekou is here, who I know is a great speaker. He would have been great answering this question. But for me, as a person, I was 19 years old when my dad died. I was just out of high school, and I wanted to study political science, right? The political situation in Ghana. My dad was a politician, so I was influenced on those lines. Yes, I wanted to do that. But one of the first things that happened with me was my father was killed. I woke up one morning and he was killed. The next 7 days, we were hiding. And we had to do like a 24 hours non-stop journey to go across the border, not to get killed, and to arrive somewhere safe. When we got to that place, it was my family, my mother and my siblings. All of them basically were ladies, right? And then my siblings. For me personally, what I would say, if I may take that as a starting point, is to first of all realize my own positioning in the situation I was in. And I also realized probably what was needed of me at the time. Not really what I lacked or what I could have had at the time, but what really was needed of me. So at a personal point, in a personal point of view, what was needed of me was to take care of my family and make sure we were held together. But I mean, in a broader point of view, I would also say what really matters is that as a young person, invest in self-development, right? Try to figure out yourself more. Because I was the most confused person when my father died. But a few weeks after that, a few months after that, the first thing that I realized is that I wanted to make sure that we had a change of government. That was the first one to speak about, for me to know what happened to him, what happened to a lot of his colleagues, and that was my point. So I think, in a nutshell, what I would say is have the conviction and seek more knowledge to understand. Thank you.
Do not focus on the outcome. Whatever you're doing, if you focus on the outcome, you will have a problem. Like if you're a good person, just be a good person. Whether the person you're good to is gonna be grateful or not, it should not matter. Like you just be good. Right? So whatever you're doing, you know, ignore the outcome, follow your conviction, and go in there, right? Christina has a basket going around. If you want to donate in cash, please put it there. The QR code is still on. You can, you know, take it home, give it to your friends, and, you know, help us raise more funds.
So thank you very much. And once again, everybody, welcome to the Washington West African Center. Honorable Dabo, this is where we serve, provide cultural relevant wraparound services for the West African community. And I am the founder and the executive director. Now I want to say something. Manding Kolko, Ni taketa isano tombo. Itakidula jibe. Don't pay attention to some. But the menketa sababoti for your son. The message has been consistent across the board, from what Honorable Dabo said to what we saw on the documentary to what Muhammad and everybody said here. That Solo did this for country, and all Gambians mostly agreed that he indeed did this for country. Where we are currently, everybody is enjoying, know how to put his life for that to happen. And it's very important that we work together collectively as a people to make sure that we do not see a repetition of what had happened. Hey, it's not easy then. We can see Muhammad smiling here. I went out to use the bathroom and he was there sobbing and hugging me. It's important. Christina is going around with this basket. We as Gambians owe it to Solo Sendeng and the foundation to make sure we keep it going. And as a result, I'm appealing to all of us to please dig in our pockets, to put money in this basket, to scan the QR code, to contribute towards the foundation and the work that they do. It will make Solo Sendeng smile where he is. Honorable Dabo said it, to see Westfield being renamed after him. It's a good legacy. It needs to happen. We need to keep talking about Solo Sendeng and what he did. If this opportunity wasn't presented today, Aisha and the rest of the people wouldn't have the opportunity. They said it's their first time when they saw the flyer. They were genuinely eager and ready to come here. They were the first people to come here. And they're still patient here, patiently sitting down and watching this and waiting. And as the documentary was being aired, Muhammad gave me a tip of that. Some people are asking for us to have a replay of it, which we will bring it back at the later part of the program. We want to see it. When I posted the flyer on my social media, I saw people asking, those of us in Europe, how are we going to have it? How are we going to see it? In fact, Olufemi Peter was one of them. Femi Peter's son in the UK was one of them who wanted to have the opportunity to watch it. And that's why we are streaming it live so that people who are not here can see it. We owe it to Solo Sendeng to maintain his legacy. And that's why when Mohammed and Fatoumata contacted me, I did not hesitate to activate the entire resources of this institution to make sure that we support them to see this happen, so that Gambians in Seattle and the world over can have the opportunity to see this documentary and to continue the partnership with them. We just signed a memorandum of understanding a couple of days ago that is not only about the documentary, but for us to work together with them. And I want to assure the Gambians that this center is open for all type of collaboration with everybody, regardless of your political affiliation. So please, let's find it in our heart to donate as Christina is going around. If we do not have cash, we can actually scan the QR code. Thank you. I think it's it.
Yes, second.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I would first once again like to extend our condolences to Mohammed and the entire Sendeng family. It's one thing to hear the stories. It's one thing to read about the stories. It's another thing to actually watch the last days of Solo Sendeng at Westfield